How are you all doing this evening? We're going to start our superintendent and board recognitions off the right way. First and foremost, we want to greet everyone in love and respect and thank you all for coming out. The very first recognition that we are going to start off with is support of Adopt an Elf campaign. The person being recognized is going to be Captain McGarner, and we would like to ask Ms. Griffin to come to the mic if she can.
Good afternoon, President Lannis, Madam Vice President Powell, and the board. I have the esteemed honor of giving recognition to Captain Clarence McGarner, who was instrumental in making sure that our students who received presents from our Adopt an Elf campaign received all of their presents. He is the epitome of selflessness and dedication and just making sure of putting students first. He personally volunteered and said, of course I'll make sure every kid will get their gift, not knowing that he was gonna end up having to deliver over 130 gifts. But even when he found out the number, he didn't waver, he didn't flinch and say, well, maybe I can't do all of that. Over 6 days, the week of Christmas, that Monday through Saturday, rain, inclement weather, he was out delivering gifts, making sure everyone had a great holiday. And also, what's just really amazing is that he visited multiple sites. So if someone wasn't home, he went to some homes 3, 4, 5 times, making sure that the students received their gifts. So we are so thankful for his dedication and service to our school district and our students. And we just want to say thank you for his dedication. He's already planning for next year. He's ready. So just thank you so much, Mr. McGarner, for all of your work.
Mr. McGarner, did you have any words that you wanted to offer to the crowd?
Say something to the people.
Next year, we're going to invest in waterproof labels and stickers so they won't wash off in the rain.
Yes, sir.
As I'm running down Mills Avenue, jumping across water puddles.
Yes, sir.
So, but yeah, I don't mind. Anything you need, just give me a call. If I can help, I help.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Mr. McGarner. It's Captain. Proper title. On behalf of our school board, our superintendent, and our community as a whole, we thank you for all the amazing work you do for the course of this Christmas break. Thank you so much.
Do we have our president? Okay.
Okay. Moving right along, we'll go to recognition number 2, Student of the Year. We'd like to ask Mr. Joffrion if he could please come on down and do our introduction of our students and schools.
Good afternoon, President, Vice President, members of the board. We would like to take this opportunity to recognize this year's district winners for Student of the Year. All school site winners submitted a portfolio and application. The top scorers from those categories participated in an oral interview with a group of judges that were selected from across the district as well as city. The highest cumulative score from all 3 categories was deemed our Student of the Year. So at this time, we would like to recognize them to you. Elementary, public school, because now the state makes us do a district winner and a charter winner. So I'm going to go in that order. Elementary district winner is Natalie Thomas from Bernard Terrace Elementary. And the charter winner is from Inspire Charter, Tristan Carter from Inspire Charter. Our middle school winners, our public school winner is from Westdale Middle School, Amaya Johnson. And our charter winner from Ford Middle is Alasia Davis from Inspire Charter. Our high school winner is Ralston Graves, Baton Rouge Magnet High School.
In case anyone did not know, this is Councilman Garrett Graves' son. Yes.
And our charter school winner is Ashley Smith from Helix Mentorship STEAM Academy. Yes. But while we're coming, I want everyone to know too, these 3 students also participated in our district competition, which goes to regional. All 3 of these students were selected to be regional finalists for Student of the Year as well. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, moving right along on the superintendent and board recognition, we'll go into item 3, which is VIPS, Partners in Education, Louisiana Community Volunteers. At this time, I'd like to call down staff member, Mr. Justin Lewis.
Good afternoon, Superintendent Narcisse, President Landis, Vice President Powell, members of the board. My name is Justin Lewis, and I'm the new Volunteer Community Partner Director at Volunteers in Public Schools. I'm excited to be here as my first school board meeting representing VIPS. Congratulations to you guys and serving the students here at East Baton Rouge. And so, yeah, I'll get into my little spiel. I just want to take a second to kind of update you on what VIPS has been doing this year. VIPS was founded on the belief that the community is responsible for educating our children. At VIPS, we train, we recruit, we screen, and we monitor volunteers as they volunteers in our school. At VIPS currently, this school year, we have listed over 200 volunteers that meet meets weekly with our students that have been recommended by our teachers. We have a little bit over 600 students that were recommended by our teachers for our programs. We have 3 major programs: Everybody Reads, Everyone Counts, and Partners in Education. We're excited that LSU service learning classes will add roughly 100 to 150 volunteers this spring semester. We actually have training for these guys next week, so we're excited to get them on board. Our Partners in Education is a program that we're also grateful for. Our Partners in Education are faith-based institutions, businesses, civil, and social organizations. These partners provide tremendous support for our students and tremendous support for our teachers. Partners like Hume Insurance here in Baton Rouge donated $10,000 for books for LaSalle. Chase Bank provides financial literacy courses. Atmos Energy provides community gardens for some of our schools. First United Methodist also adopted a couple of schools in the area. And then our partners that we were highlighting tonight unfortunately couldn't be here, but we would like to bring them back next month so they can get the proper recognition, is Louisiana Community Volunteers, who is conducting a book club for first graders in North Baton Rouge schools. So I appreciate your time, and again, unfortunately, they couldn't be here, had a family emergency, but I'm looking forward for the opportunity to bring them back next month so they can get the proper recognition for the work that they're doing with our students. Thank you, guys, and look forward to working with you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Are there any board member comments that you would like to make towards VIPS, Volunteers in Public Schools? Okay. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Hi, I just want to say that I participated with VIPS some years ago as a junior leaguer, and I enjoyed that experience, and so I did that for about 2 years, and I really did like it, and it's really a good program that's beneficial for the children. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I also want to congratulate VIPS on really getting the reading program back up and running through COVID and everything, because many of the people who are the reading buddies are elderly, and of course we had quarantines on the schools and things like that. But that program is getting back up and running and getting its feet under it, and has coordinated with our literacy department here. So that's one of the main things that VIPS does. And given our situation with childhood literacy, it's one of the most important things you possibly can do. So I just wanted to salute you guys for doing that, and keep up the good work, and make sure we keep trying to help out.
Definitely. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Mr. Lewis, thank you so much for your service as well, and leading these efforts as far as North Baton Rouge is concerned. Also, I look forward to working with you in our North Baton Rouge schools. Thank you.
Same here. Thank you.
And I guess I'll just round it off, Mr. Lewis, by saying that my sentiments are the same as my board colleagues. Thank you for all the amazing work that VIPS is doing throughout our schools. We can never have too many volunteers inside of our public school system. And as you all recruit more, we look forward to being part of that process. So thank you again. We appreciate everything that you do.
Thank you, guys. There's more to come, so I'm excited.
No problem. Also, I'll just make a general announcement. If there are any students that were not here tonight, we will be sure to get those medals to their respective schools and principals to ensure that those students also are properly awarded. So that is going to conclude our superintendent and board recognitions at this time. We will start back up at the top of the hour at 5 p.m. to begin our regular board meeting. Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, members of our board, citizens of our community. My name is Darius Landis, and I serve as the proud president of the East Baton Rouge Parish School Board, and I'm now calling this meeting to order on this day, Thursday, January 19, 2023, at 5 p.m. As we begin our meeting, we'll start with our first item, which is A, meeting opening, invocation and pledge. The invocation will be led by our school board member, Michael Goday, and the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Brian Bonella of Broadmoor High School, accompanied by Army Instructor Sergeant First Class retired Mr. Les Miller.
Please stand. God of peace, we invite you to preside over this meeting. Even if we have different opinions, give us unity of spirit. Help us all to listen politely as others share their points of view. Help us to work as a unified team in combining ideas for greater outcomes. Help us work as a whole rather than as individuals trying to promote our own agendas. May we have a spirit of camaraderie in this room and work together on our shared mission, which is to serve, with your guidance, our students, our families, our staff, and our city to the best of our abilities. Amen.
Amen.
Good evening, Mr. President, board members, Dr. Narcisse, and fellow citizens of East Baton Rouge Parish. It is my honor and privilege to introduce a great American. He is a senior at Broadmoor High School and will soon complete his 4th year as a JROTC cadet. He is the battalion commander and has a grade point average of 3.8 and is ranked 7th out of 198 seniors. He is a model student who has taken on the challenge of living up to the JROTC cadet creed. Upon graduation, he plans to attend Baton Rouge Community College and major in accounting. He is the son of Lucinda and Ephraim Bonilla. Ladies and gentlemen, here to lead us in the pledge, I present to you, with great pride, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Brian Bonilla.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, in liberty and justice for all.
Keep him up for his medal.
Can you please come back up? Yes, sir. We have a medal presentation on behalf of school board member Nathan Russ.
So on behalf of the school board of East Baton Rouge Parish, we commend your great work that you're doing in our community and as a student. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you again. Next, Madam Secretary, we're going to go ahead and call this meeting to order, and I'm going to ask for a roll call.
District 2, President Lannis.
Present.
District 3, Vice President Powell.
Present.
District 1, Mr. Blue. District 4, Ms. Stewart.
Present.
District 5, Mr. Lewis.
Present.
District 6, Mr. Russ.
Present.
District 7, Mr. Goday.
Here.
District 8, Ms. Kennison.
Present.
District 9, Mr. Martin.
Present.
Thank you, Madam Secretary?
Yeah.
Next, we'll go to Board Member Gode.
I'll introduce myself later. Board President Lannis, I would like to pull under new business item 1 from consideration tonight. I placed that on the agenda, and I would like to pull that from the agenda.
Yes, sir. Board Attorney, Madam Secretary, we have that on the record? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Gode. Moving on to item B, the minutes. Number 1, meeting minutes. Approval of the school board minutes of December 15, 2022, regular board meeting, and January 5, 2023, special board meeting as published in the official journal. Can I get a motion? Motion by Mr. Gode. Can I get a second? Second by Board Member Lewis. Are there any comments from our board? Seeing no comments from the board, let's go to the public. Are there any public comments? Seeing no public comments, going back to the board, are there any comments from the board? Seeing no comments from the board, Madam Secretary, please call the vote.
President Lannis, can we do a roll call? We're having a few difficulties.
Yes, ma'am.
District 1, Mr. President Lannis.
Yay.
District 3, Vice President Powell.
Yay.
District 4, Ms. Stewart.
Yay.
District 5, Mr. Lewis.
Yay.
District 6, Mr. Russ.
Yay.
District 7, Mr. Gode.
Yes.
District 8, Ms. Kennison.
Yay.
District 9, Mr. Martin.
Yay.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Moving on to item C, information only. Number 1, monthly financial report. Because this is an information-only item, I will open the board up to our board as a whole. Are there any questions, comments, or concerns around the monthly financial report? Okay, seeing no comments, we'll also move on to number 2, personnel changes. Are there any comments, questions, or concerns around personnel changes? Okay, seeing no comments, concerns, we'll move on to number 3, public records request monthly report. Are there any questions, comments, or concerns from our board? Seeing no comments, questions, or concerns, we will move right along into item D, receivers information, which is going to be the update from our superintendent, Dr. Cito Narcisse.
Thank you, President Lannis. So I only had a few things to say. As many of you know, we are moving our work together. We were able to go to some schools this week, and we're excited about a lot of things that are going on in our school system. January is the National School Board Recognition Month. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank and recognize our school board for the work that they have already begun to do and for what they will accomplish in the future for the students of our district. Your time and dedication is greatly appreciated. Alumni campaign, we're looking to highlight and honor some of our amazing alumni who have graduated from a high school in our district. And we're making a positive impact in our community. We encourage everyone to visit our website, www.ebrschools.org, to submit nominations. The alumni selected will be featured in the 2023 EBR magazine. We want to make sure that we have the opportunity to highlight that, so please go out and nominate on our website, or you can always call us and we can also write down your nominations. Last but not least, wanted to just talk a little bit about the excitement we have. We are excited about the expansion of elementary sports. 2 years ago when we started, we did not have elementary sports in our school system. Now we currently have 60 teams across the schools around all elementary schools. I was a little myself when I came to Louisiana, a little dumbfounded that we produce all these great athletes, but we didn't have elementary sports in the school system. But we're excited about that. It has become such a big thing, and we're excited to continue that work. The start of the basketball and soccer season will begin this Saturday for grades pre-K through 5th. All games this weekend will be played at Estruma High School, and we plan to continue to expand more community partnership work as we not only do sports, but also after-school programs to make sure we connect with the community. And President Lannis, that is my report.
Thank you, Superintendent Dr. Cito Narcisse. I will go back to the board and ask, are there any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the superintendent updates? If there are not, we're going to continue to move right along. We're going to item E, resolutions. Number 1, resolution, National School Counseling Week. Consideration of a request for the adoption of a resolution proclaiming February 6th through February 10th, 2023 as National School Counseling Week. Board Member Nathan Russ, can you please read the resolution into order?
A proclamation. Whereas school counselors are employed in public schools to help students reach their full potential, and whereas the East Baton Rouge Parish school system's school counselors are actively committed to helping students explore their abilities, strengths, interests, and talents as these traits relate to career awareness and development. And whereas school counselors help parents focus on ways to further the educational, personal, and social growth of their children. And whereas school counselors work with teachers and other educators to help students explore their potential and set realistic goals for themselves. And whereas school counselors seek to identify and utilize community resources that can enhance and complement comprehensive school counseling programs and help students become productive members of society. And whereas comprehensive developmental school counseling programs are considered an integral part of the educational process that enables all students to achieve success in school. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the East Baton Rouge Parish School Board does hereby proclaim February 6th through 10th, 2023 as National School Counseling Week. The theme for this year is School Counselors Helping Students Dream Big. I so move.
Okay, can I get a second? Okay, that'll be Board Member Patrick Martin. Okay, we'll go to our board for for board comments. Are there any comments from the board? Before I go to the public, I'd like to recognize Ms. Brazier for all the amazing work that she does inside of our schools. Can we please give her a round of applause?
Good evening, everyone. Board President Lannis, Vice President Powell, members of the board, Superintendent Narcisse, on behalf of the Division of the Chief of Staff, the Department of Counseling, and all of our super school counselors across the district, thank you for accepting and acknowledging our proclamation and authorizing school counselors to celebrate National School Counselors Week. Thank you.
Again, thank you so much, Ms. Brazier, for all the amazing work that you all do. At this time now, we'll go to the public. Are there any public comments regarding the resolution? Any public comments? Okay. Seeing no public comments, we'll go back to our board. Are there any board comments concerning the resolution? Sorry. School Board Member Cliff Lewis.
Good evening. If anyone in this room has spent any time in our schools, you know that these people do a tremendous job. As far as I'm concerned, every month could be School Counselors Month. They handle academic issues, they handle personal issues, they deal with parents, they deal with students who sometimes all they need is just someone to listen. Thank you, Ms. Brazier, for all that you guys do.
Thank you, School Board Member Lewis. Next up, we have School Board Member Nathan Russ.
I just want to recognize the work that school counselors do in our community. They've impacted both my life and the life of my children, including but not limited to threatening to keep my son overnight if he didn't pick up those books off the table that he threw on the floor. And that was a joke, not a violation of policy. School counselors do great work in our community and in our schools, and I also want to recognize our administration's prioritization of that and bringing more school counselors into our schools, which we definitively need. So thank you for your work. If you are a school counselor, if you're not, go give them a kiss and tell them thank you.
Thank you, School Board Member Russ. Next up, we have Vice President Carla Powell.
I just want to say thank you as well to the school counselors that are represented here tonight, as well as those who may be listening or paying attention from home. The work that you do is amazing. We know that you support our kids with their social, emotional learning, as well as social, emotional support. But then also there are so many times that our school counselors are called to be test coordinators and to assist with extended paperwork. And I just want to say thank you for all the extra tasks that you do that go beyond the scope of what your original job description may be. So thank you again.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. Next, we have School Board Member Michael Gode.
Yes, I will join the choir of thank yous. You know, one of the things that is unfortunate, but the education and well-being of our students don't start and stop in the classroom. It goes well beyond that, and many people talk about wraparound services and all of those sorts of things. Well, the first wrap of the wraparound services comes with the school counselor. So I just wanted to salute you and the work that you do, because you know, a child that is in distress emotionally or anything else cannot concentrate on what they're trying to learn. They have to be in a place where they can learn before they are able to learn. So thank you for all the work that you do. It is very important, and I know it's a very difficult job, and you guys do a great job at it. Thank you.
Thank you, Board Member Gode. Next up, we have Superintendent Cito Narcisse, Dr. Cito Narcisse.
Yeah, so I just want to say on behalf of our school system or community, we are super excited about counselors. I'm sure Tirzah knows how much I praise you guys, but I just also want to commend about the work that's being done. We as in the last couple of budget cycles, we took a hard stance to make sure we decrease the amount of ratio from counselor to students, because we felt that was important, that counselors had much more of a hands-on in engaging with kids, and we can see in our data and academically that's making a difference, and also how keeping kids in school social emotionally is making a difference. We went from, I think we were 1 to almost 600 to now 1 to 300, and we are actually hopeful that we can do even better. But counselors make such a difference in the work of children. It's not just teachers, but it takes the entire village, as we always say. And so we are just so excited. I just thought it may be good for us to let's give a hand to our counselors again for their hard work. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Superintendent. At this time now, we will go back to the public. Are there any comments, concerns? Don't we move to the public already? Go to the vote. Okay. I apologize. We've already crossed that bridge. Okay. Next, we'll go to the vote. Madam Secretary, please call for the vote.
Please vote. The motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Moving along, we'll go on to item F, reports from board appointees to committees/agencies. Number 1, board appointees. Okay. At this time, we just recently selected our new board appointees, and they won't have any reports, but moving forward with our regular board agenda meetings, you will have reports from those board appointees. So thank you all. We're going to move right into unfinished business, which is item G. Number 1, service agreement. Consideration of a request for the approval of an agreement between the East Baton Rouge Parish School Board and the Dr. David K. Lurch Education Consulting Incorporated in the amount of $36,200 to review district documentation, monitor academic and financial progress for 2022-2023 MSAP grant. Can I get a motion? Thank you. Motion by School Board Member Russ, second by School Board Member Cliff Lewis. Okay, at this time, we'll go to our board for comments. Are there any comments from the board? Seeing no comments from our board, we'll now go to our public. Are there any comments from the public? Seeing no comments from the public, we'll go back to our board. Are there any comments, questions, or concerns from our board? Seeing no questions, Madam Secretary, please call for the vote.
Please vote. The motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Next up, we have item G2, Professional Service Contracts, General Fund. Consideration of a request for the approval of a professional service contract between the East Baton Rouge Parish School Board and Kids Orchestra in the amount of $65,000 and $45,000 to provide services for the Kids Orchestra after-school program for 2022-2023 Strategic Alignment Student Achievement Funding Source, General Fund, ESSER, and Fine Arts. Can I get a motion? Motion by Mr. Patrick Martin. Second by School Board Member Katie Kennerson. Thank you. Okay, at this time, I'd like to go to our board for any comments or comments. Madam Vice President, Carla Powell.
I would just like to reiterate my sentiments again from our meeting that we had last week of the great work of Kids Orchestra and how they are so very active in our community. I look forward to our being able to continuously support them, as well as just the need for those wraparound services that we've talked about before, that they provide after-school support and things like that. I look forward to expanding the program as the years go on as well. Thank you again, Kids Orchestra, for your work.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. Next, School Board Member Cliff Lewis.
Again, I'd like to echo Vice President Powell's sentiments. Kids Orchestra, they do so much more than just teach music. Everyone knows the benefits of music that it plays in the development of young minds, especially in math and ELA. Thank you again for everything that you guys do. And come, don't wait till January next year. Come see us early.
Okay, seeing no further comments from our board, I'd like to go to the public. Are there any comments from our public? Seeing no comments from the public, I'm sorry. Yes, we have comments from the public. Come on down. As you step to the mic, could you please say your name?
Certainly. Crystal Williams Gordon. I'm a Kids Orchestra parent for many years. Owen, could you come on up here with me? You don't have to talk. You don't have to talk. So my son Anderson is now a 9th grader at Liberty Magnet High School, and he plays the saxophone, but he first learned an instrument with Kids Orchestra. He played violin, and he still does. Owen started with the violin, and he now plays cello. And we have been Kids Orchestra parents for many years now. Like I said, Anderson's in 9th grade, and we started when he was in 1st grade. We believe in Kids Orchestra. There is nobody that knows me that doesn't know my kids are in kids orchestra. We got a chance to be in the Christmas parade. Anderson got a chance to play at the governor's mansion. Owen has played at several charity events. And it's not just going to play at these events, but when we get to go, we get to stay at these events, these, $100 ticket items, we get to stay there and be a family and have good experiences. We talked about wraparound services, and they not only do they talk about instruments and teach them the fundamentals, but they also have an SEL program that is part of it. We do SEL Rethink Ed in our schools, but they do the SEL social emotional learning component as well. And so we are very, very pleased. We do not want to see anything happen to this program. We hope that it expands, and we are just very, very lucky to have it in our city and in our schools.
Thank you so much. Are there any other public comments? Yes, ma'am. Come on down. As you step to the mic, please make sure you state your name.
Hello, I'm Emily Spears, and I'm also a kid orchestra's parent. This is my daughter, Catherine Spears.
Hi.
We've been kids orchestra parents for quite a few years now as well, and we appreciate your continued support of the program. I have noted an improvement in her math and ELA scores as well, as she has continued to pursue the viola. She's also a scholarship recipient for private lessons through Kids Orchestra. And she has just thrived and really blossomed in her love for the viola and worked very closely with Mr. Roberto as her private instructor as well. And something I just want to mention, you mentioned that they teach more than just music. And what I've seen is her confidence grow and her courage to pursue challenging things blossom and improve as well. So just want to say thank you all so much for your support and your consideration. This program does a lot as well. We were able to be a part of the Christmas parade and have that community involvement and outreach as well. So things have just been, this has been quite a blessing for us all. So we really appreciate your support. You want to say anything?
Yeah. I like how Kids Orchestra helps me get that confidence out of playing the viola. The viola is my favorite stringed instrument that I still play to this day. And I feel like it helps me be me.
Well done. Thank you all.
Thank you all so much for those comments. Are there any other public comments? Yes, ma'am. Come on down. And moving forward, if there's anyone that wants to make a public comment, please make sure you grab a comment card. You can get one from either our deputy or Madam Secretary, Miss April. Thank you.
Just a quick comment. A couple of years ago when I was at a school, we had two new music teachers that started, and they wanted pianos, and that's a lot of money. So I put on a neighborhood app, anybody have pianos they want to give away. And it was amazing. I think we got 2 or 3 pianos, and they were in great condition. So, if there's anybody out there who knows of a school that needs pianos, give me a call and I'll put that out again, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Again, are there any other public comments at this time? Seeing that we have no further public comment, we'll go back to our board. Any board comments? I will take a moment to just say that I had the opportunity to not only meet with the superintendent and the staff, but also Madam Vice President was involved in that meeting, and we had some extensive conversations around how can we expand Kids Orchestra. What we have recognized, and I think this is the sentiment of our entire board, is that this is a truly valued program that our schools and our students truly do need. And the investment from our board, we are going to give that commitment. But I will also say that, taking something out of Mr. Goday's playbook, and what he always says is that, we can't allow great to stand in the way of good. Maybe I said that backwards. And what I mean by that is, this school year, we have already queued up to serve the schools that are in need. As we move forward, we're going to do so on a rolling basis to ensure that we share this and spread this around our entire district and try to touch as many schools and as many families as possible. So my hat goes off to the Kids Orchestra family. Thank you to all of the public comments that we received, and we look forward to supporting you all. Thank you again. Seeing no board comments, Madam Secretary, please call the vote.
Please vote. The motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Next, we'll be moving on to item H, consent agenda. The consent agenda, I will be reading in the stead of School Board Member Ballou, and it goes as follows. The following items are to be approved as part of the consent agenda and are considered to be routine and will be enacted as one motion. There will be no separate discussion of the items unless a school board member so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered as an item on the regular agenda for a separate vote preceding the last item on the regular agenda. Number 2, Cooperative Endeavor Agreement. Consideration of a request of the approval of a Cooperative Endeavor Agreement between the East Baton Rouge Parish School Board and the Louisiana Department of Treasury and the State of Louisiana in the amount of $50,000 for Act 170 of the 2022 regular legislative session, state aid to local government entities to provide internship opportunities for 12th grade internship workforce development pilot program. 3, Professional Services Contract Federal. Consideration of a request for the approval of a professional services contract between the East Baton Rouge Parish School Board and the following. A, Resourceful Consulting LLC in the amount of $90,000 for the implementation of a comprehensive year one plan to expand access to early childhood education to children under 5. B, District Management Group LLC in the amount of $48,210 to provide services to improve literacy development, strategic alignment, student achievement, funding source, comprehensive literacy state development. 4, Internet WAN RFP selection. Consideration of a request for the approval of a recommendation of the committee for the selection of Cox Communications as the provider for Internet WAN services and to authorize the superintendent and general counsel to negotiate and execute a contract. 5, Seymour Selection Brownsfield Project. Consideration of a request for the approval of the recommendation of the Seymour Selection Committee of Womack NRK Construction LLC to provide construction management at-risk Seymour services for the Brownfields project. 6, Professional Services Contract Domain Architecture. Consideration of a request for the approval of a professional services contract between the East Baton Rouge Parish School Board and Domain Architecture in the amount of $50,708, such amount to be adjusted based on the state contract fees for C-Tech Culinary Project. End of the consent agenda of items. Can I get a motion? Motion by Mr. Patrick Martin. Second by Ms. Shoshone Stewart. Okay, at this time, we'll go to our board for any comments or concerns.
Mr. Lannis, I think you need.
I'm sorry. Are there any items that need to be pulled at this time? Are there any board members that want to pull any items? I go to the queue to see. Again, any items that need to be pulled by any board members? Seeing no names in the queue and seeing no seeing no items being pulled, at this time, we'll go to our board for any any board comments. Are there any comments on this item? Seeing no comments from our board, at this time, we'll go to our general public. Are there any comments on the consent agenda? Any public comments on the consent agenda? Seeing no public comments at this time, we'll go back to our board. Any board comments? Seeing no names inside of the queue at this time, Madam Secretary, please call for the vote.
Please vote. The motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Just remind our general public as well as our board, at the beginning of the meeting, Board Member Michael Goday pulled the new item of business off of the agenda, so at this time we will not be covering that. Next, we'll move on to item J, organizational items, announcements of the meeting. Ms. Shoshone Stewart.
There will be a special meeting held on January 25th, 2023 at 5 p.m. in the Central Office Boardroom. Committee of the Whole meeting is to be held on February 2nd, 2023 at 5 p.m. in the Central Office Boardroom. The regular board meeting is to be held on February 16th, 2023 at 5 p.m. in the Central Office Boardroom.
Thank you, Ms. Stewart. Before we go to our adjournment, I would just like to say thank you to our community as a whole for being here tonight, taking time out of your busy day to come here and be a part of our school board meeting tonight. Thank you to all of our board members for showing up and letting your voices be heard. I would also like to say that I now hold the record for the fastest school board meeting in East Baton Rouge Parish history at 35 minutes. So at this time, can I get a meeting adjournment? Thank you. Meeting adjourned.
I'm going to class.